Welcome to the National PTA Bylaws Committee video series on the 2021 National PTA Bylaw Amendments that will be presented during the 2021 Annual Meeting and Convention of National PTA. The purpose of these videos is to provide you, our voting delegates, with as much information regarding the proposed amendments that we can offer. If at any point you have questions, feel free to reach out to the National PTA Bylaws Committee at bylaws@pta.org, as well as review the other materials that are posted on the National PTA website, including the videos of the other 8 amendments, as well as the process for the 2021 annual meeting of National PTA and the adoption and consideration of the bylaw amendments. This video in our series is in regards to the governance term length. Introduce the 2020-2021 National PTA Bylaws Committee. Serving this year on the National PTA Bylaws Committee is Lisa Holbrook from Texas, Latha Kirschner from Florida. I'm Justin Raber, Chair from West Virginia, Marnie Usher from Connecticut, and Allison Turner from Nevada. This year, during the virtual annual meeting of National PTA, we will be considering 9 total bylaw amendments, which include an amendment regarding reduction in composition of the National PTA Board of Directors, a restructure of the National PTA committees, a name change to the title member representative, the membership year for the national supporting member, the eligibility of service for current Nominating and Leadership Recruitment Committee members, an amendment regarding membership termination, an amendment regarding state president service on the National PTA Board of Directors, an amendment regarding the virtual annual meeting and convention of National PTA, and finally, an amendment regarding the term length for National PTA governance, moving from a 2-year to a 3-year term. As we get started with this video's amendment, governance term length, I would like to welcome Allison Turner, member of the National PTA Bylaws Committee, as well as the National PTA Board of Directors. Allison?
Thank you, Justin. I'm covering Proposed Bylaws Amendment 9, Term, which states, to amend Article 7, Officers, Section 3, Term of Office, by striking the word "to" and inserting the word "3". Rationale: to transition the term of the officers, the board of directors, and committees to 3-year terms, as this is the best practice within the nonprofit industry, and implements a recommendation of the National PTA Governance Capacity Study completed in 2020. As you make your decision, here are a few additional points to consider. Number 1, the governance capacity study recommendations include a continued focus on a strategic versus working board for National PTA, and increasing the term of office from 2 to 3 years in order to strengthen the strategic focus of the board. As mentioned in the rationale, these changes would also align with best practices among nonprofit associations, both the strategic focus and the longer term of office. Number 2. Under the proviso, this change would first go into effect with the 2022 election. This decision was made as letters of interest from potential candidates for the 2021 election had already been submitted in late 2020 and were based on a 2-year term. The proviso was put in place by the Board of Directors to avoid a major change in the middle of the current election. Number 3, the conforming amendments would mean officers would be elected for 3-year terms starting in 2023. Board members would be elected for 3-year terms starting in 2022, and committee members and chairs would continue to be appointed by each new president as he or she assumes office every 3 years versus 2 years currently, and also starting in 2023. The full effect of these changes would be to elect officers and 1 class of directors in the first year of the election cycle, no elections in the second year, a year off, and an additional class of directors elected in the 3rd year of the cycle. This change would begin with directors in 2022, with a full change in effect for the 3-year cycle that begins in 2023. All of us on the Bylaws Committee thank you for taking the time to learn more about this proposed bylaws amendment.
Thank you so much for that great information and overview of the amendments. We would like to remind you that information regarding the process that is being used during the 2021 virtual meeting of National PTA is posted to the PTA website at pta.org. Please be sure to participate in our Q&A sessions and register for them on the same website. Our Q&A sessions regarding these amendments will be hosted on June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Be sure to pre-register. Thank you for viewing this video. If you have any questions, please email bylaws@pta.org. Thank you.